Dear viewers, welcome to the one-on-one set. Our guest tonight is Mahesh Chiranjiv Aungnoo, who is most commonly known as Ritesh. He is an artist and a photographer. Tonight, we are going to discover more about his passion for art. Ritesh, thank you so much for joining us in the studio of the MBC.
Thank you very much for receiving me.
Ritesh, art is the expression of emotions, thoughts, desires, and intuitions. It is also the communication of intimate concepts that cannot be faithfully portrayed by words. What does art represent to you?
For me, art is everything. It's actually very close to my heart. And all I am today, that's because of art. So if I can't imagine my life without art, actually. For me, it's a way of expression. It's a way of communication. Like I express my feelings and all my emotions through my artworks. So as you can see, if I want to convey a message, I will convey it more efficiently
On a drawing.
in a drawing or in a photography rather than in
Through words.
writings. Yeah.
So
yeah.
art is a way about conveying your hidden emotions then.
Exactly. So, what I try to do is I like to convey messages through my artwork, like try to pass on message and make people reflect about the reality, about the world.
And how did you develop this interest for art?
It was actually in me since I was a kid. Like I was always, when I was small, I was always scribbling everywhere. I was drawing everywhere, and even my parents, they saw me drawing and they motivated me to draw, keep on drawing. Then after this, I discovered more about many other mediums at school itself. I had great teachers who taught me several mediums whereby it helped me a lot during my careers. And after this, during the university as well, I've discovered many medium. I discovered photography, I discovered sculpture, installation, and so it's a way. Art was with me all the time,
Yes.
and I've got to know different medium, and it's lead me now to where I am.
But what are the different trainings that you've done in this artistic field?
What I did my course. I've got a master's in visual arts, so I know many several medium, several techniques. Like I told you before, painting, sculpture, photography, installation, printmaking. So all these techniques, I do master all this, and but what I mostly practice is photography.
Hmm. But you are also an art teacher, right?
Yeah.
So was there a pivotal moment in your life when you decided to pursue your path as an artist, because it's something that not all youngsters choose to pursue?
Well, actually, it was very difficult for me to choose that path because at that time everyone was focusing on career-oriented, either science side or the economic side. So I had even my parents, they thought that I won't have any career in art if I pursue art, but I convinced them to let me pursue what I really want, what I really desire, and they eventually supported me a lot at that time, and yeah, no matter what I did, no matter which path I took, I used to make sure that art was just
Was with
beside
you?
me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you always had the motivation of your parents to choose that field.
Exactly. But it was quite difficult at that time because, as I told you, those time it was a bit difficult for even for parents to what will the relatives say. They wanted a career-oriented, whereby it's a stable job because, and they thought that maybe art would not lead me to anywhere. So, but I somehow managed to convince them.
Ritesh, like we've mentioned, you are an art teacher and you teach students art, which is actually not so easy. But art can be characterized in terms of its relationship to reality. There are several descriptions about art, but the most important one centers on creativity. How important would you say imagination or creativity is in this field?
For me, I would say that creativity, that's the key. If you don't have a creative mind, it's going to be difficult for you to express your work, because normally what we do, it's like basically like it's conceptual art, and you've got to convey meaning. So if you don't have that creativity aspect with you, you won't be able to know what are the different things you need to put to be able to make that all work. So for me, the number one, it's creativity. And then afterward, you need to develop these skills. Once you get all these factors, then after that, you will be able to make a good artwork.
You've mentioned about conceptual art.
Yeah.
Explain to us, what is that exactly?
Okay, so conceptual art, that's, let's say for example, you did a painting. When people are going to see the painting is going to convey a message. It's not just you took some paint and you threw some paint and like abstract art. No, but when you look at the painting, it's going to convey you a message. What message? That's what the artist wants to express. For example, he wants to convey a message on COVID, let's say on COVID, and he's going to do to relate items that are associated with the COVID, with the theme, and then he's going to try to implement it in the painting. So when you're going to see the painting, it's like the painting must speak to you. There's a story behind. So that's a bit conceptual. It's not just you come, you paint, and then it's finished. The main concept between in a conceptual painting, it's that there's a meaning behind. So when you see it, there's a story behind. It's not just an artwork.
Okay, that's very interesting actually. And Ritesh, what are the messages that you try to convey for your conceptual artwork?
My messages in my conceptual artwork, it's basically about my feelings, about how I see the world, and basically it's not like you give me a theme, then I will work on this. It's based on my feeling. If I'm like, I want to do something, I'm feeling that way, and I will just go and do an artwork based on this. It's not like something that, and it comes just like this. There's no pressure. If you get an inspiration out from somewhere, then you just go and do the artwork.
And we've been talking about creativity. So share with us your creative process to create a drawing, an artwork.
Well, as I told you before, it's something that you need, first of all, like you need a concept, just like the conceptual thing. You need a concept first of all. Once you've got the concept, then you know what you're going to do, in which direction you're going. When you get the concept, what you're going to do after that, you just maybe do a brainstorming. With that brainstorming, you're going to have several things that are really related to this concept, and this will help you to go further. Once you've got all these aspects in the brainstorming, then you can develop it. Like you do some development of ideas from there's different aspects. You try to merge them together. Try to see where can I place this, where this can come, like where can I put it, include it in my artwork, and then once all these possibilities are done or used, then this will lead you to your final work. And once you get your final work, then you go and do your artwork.
So it also includes a lot of research, we can say.
Exactly, the research. Research that comes from when you're going to do brainstorming. After this, you do your research. Like you will go mainly like primary research in the field. You go and take pictures, where I can go, where I can take that, how I can include this. And if not, there's always like the internet. If you want to have some other source of information, but for me, like it's the primary source for me. So I try to base myself on primary source of data.
You've mentioned that you create drawings based on your feelings, on your emotions. So how do you view that relationship between art and reality?
How you can use art in the real life? There's many ways. First of all, there's some caricature that they do to convey meanings. So when they look at this caricature, even a child will understand what uh, what the person wants to say. And secondly, we have like posters, like sensitive. If you want to create awareness, you just while looking at a poster, because in a poster there's not many words. I think there's maximum of 5 words. So when the people sees that poster, it will directly convey the message. For example, they want to sensitize on, like I said, COVID, and when they will look at those images, they will prefer to look at that image and understand the concept behind, rather than to read a whole sentences or a whole paragraph or even a whole book about it. So it's very convenient for them to go to see artworks rather than to read them. And I think lastly, art can be a form of therapy. There's art therapy, whereby if a person, like if he is feeling depressed or things like this, art can help in that way, to make them relieve, and instead of doing unusual things, this can help the person to get out from the problem.
You have also organized a lot of exhibitions, right?
Mhm.
Tell us more about them.
Um, I've did several group exhibition before, with like national as well as international. We did group exhibition, like among artists, and even online. Like when there was the COVID pandemic, so we didn't have a place like to go to gallery because of lockdown and so on. So it was difficult for us to express. So then what we did, we developed we tried to do some online exhibition whereby it can reach people. So we did this, and then I did like mainly national and international as well in India. Yeah. So we had collaborated with artists, international artists, where we did some virtual exhibition, as well as I did my own virtual exhibition on India, where I went in 2019, and I took some pictures there. And then I wanted to do an exhibition, like a real exhibition. So due to lockdown, I couldn't do it. So then I thought, why not doing it online? Then while browsing what I did, I got a website whereby I did a virtual 3D gallery. And on this gallery, I put all my work. It was like a virtual, so you have the option to go inside, walk around,
Wow.
and see those pictures. So it was really interesting, and I think that's a way like people should go more into, because it's very efficient, and it reach a lot of people, and it's not that costly. You just need to know how to handle it. And also we've organized some exhibition for the children during the lockdown, whereby where in Mauritius, what we did, we did that for International Art Day. So
Yes.
we had to do something, and I thought that maybe why not let's do an exhibition for the kids, since they were at home itself. Then we did that competition, whereby we got several entries from all parts of Mauritius. We got over 100 entries, and then we took these pictures and we put them online, and it was like a success. And moreover, it was an activity for the kids as well. We had the winner, and when we went to meet the winner, they were really surprised, and they were so happy that
Yes.
they got this prize. Like even they knew that their talent was being recognized, so it was really motivating for them.
What were the themes of the national and international art exhibitions that you've been part of?
There was many different exhibition titles. We had Hope, we had on COVID basically, and it was the theme was related to COVID. Most of the theme was related to COVID because they wanted to convey a message, like
Yes, of course.
to sensitize people not to go, like keep your social distancing, wear your mask, and so we had to convey that message. So basically all these themes were related to COVID.
Do you feel that an art exhibition helps people to unleash their creativity in a much better way? What would you say is the purpose of an art exhibition?
The purpose of an art exhibition is first of all to show your works to people, to get a better exposure, like and to make people recognize your work. So in an art exhibition, when you do it, obviously you're going to get recognized, and also it's a way of meeting other people as well, meeting other people, other artists. It's a way of exchanging
ideas.
ideas
Right?
as well. Yeah, and yeah, it's a way of communication also.
And also I feel that helps you to view your artwork in a different way, in different perspectives, because every person has a way to see an artwork, right? There are different viewpoints then at an art exhibition.
Exactly. So there's lots of criticism, like not negative, but
Constructive one.
Exactly. So when you've got to meet another artist and they're going to talk about your artwork, they will tell you how you can improve, what you could have done better, and even they would like to praise. They would praise your artwork, and will like motivate you, give you ideas of how you could have done better and how to improve. And even you could also like collaborate with them. Like,
of course, yes. To build an empowering community.
Exactly. Like Mauritius, it's small, and all the artists get to know each other, so we are quite friendly to each other, and yeah, our bond are very strong.
You are an artist, but also a photographer. So how did you develop that interest for photography?
Actually, I didn't choose photography. Photography, I would say, he chose me. Like, photography, it's art. It's the same. So for me, it's another medium of expressing myself. When I discovered photography lately, during my university days, I had a module on photography at that time. So yeah, while doing that module on photography, I discovered it, and I knew that it was the one for me. I say, why not go? Let's go deeper into photography and see what I can do. So, and effectively, when I went deeper into photography, it was actually the medium that I liked the most, and I wanted to. I knew that from that time that this would be my medium that I'm going to use as from that.
And how would you describe your style in photography?
My style in photography, as I told you before, I do mainly conceptual photography. Like I convey. I like to pass messages in my photos. It's not just like you're looking at a photograph and that's it. Like there will be some photographer, they just go and click a picture, like a landscape, and that's it, and there's nothing behind. So what I try to do, I try to convey a message behind my artwork. It's more like surrealism photography. Surrealism, it's like out of the real world, I can just take the body of a human and put an elephant on the top. So there's a meaning behind this. So yeah, so that's how my medium is. It's basically on conceptual photography.
We are actually drawing towards the end of this episode, but before that, Ritesh, what are your ambitions now as an artist, as a photographer?
I want to explore more about this conceptual thing, and maybe later try to do an exhibition on conceptual and try to educate the people more of this, of what is conceptual, and yeah, try to put this forward.
And any message you would like to share with our youngsters to encourage them to pursue their dreams and live their passion?
I would say to them, just follow your heart. Don't listen to anyone. Just go with the flow. If you think you love art or it's for you, then just go for it. No matter what comes, you're going to find many hurdles in your way, but that's part of life. So never lose hope. If you think art is for you, just go with the flow, and eventually you're going to succeed.
Thank you so much, Ritesh. It was such a pleasure to have you on the set of One-on-One tonight.
Same here. It was a real pleasure to meet you.
Dear viewers, we have now come to the end of this episode. Thank you for your time. We will now see you next year. The MBC team and I wish you a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year.